Good morning, team. Welcome back to another day in the stock market. We had a nice bullish day yesterday. Looking at the overall economical calendar today. Today is September 29th, 2022. Looking at the calendar over here, you can see we have jobless claim numbers coming out around 8:30. So that should be a major effect on the market. We do have a Fed speaker at 9:30 over here. So 8:30, we have jobless numbers. And then around 9:30, we have a Fed speaker. And we have another Fed speaker after hours, but that's not really going to affect us. But overall, have a lot of information coming out this morning, especially those jobless numbers should affect the overall market before it even opens. So definitely want to pay attention to that. Next thing we want to jump into, first stock we're going to talk about, we're looking at Meta. This is the 20-day 1 hour. Looking at Meta over here, you can see that Meta has basically been trading below that SMA. Whenever you see stock trading below the SMA, that is a bearish sign. When it gets above it, that is a bullish line. Overall, Meta hasn't been doing good. There was a news article saying that that basically they lost over like $7 billion throughout the year or something like that throughout this whole drop. So let's see what happens. Looking at Meta, we can see that it is basically below that 143. We need to get above 143 to start pushing up towards 150. If not, probably could take a bearish stance from 138 down towards 135, maybe even towards 132. MACD looks like it wants to cross down. RSI is a little bit more on the overbought side. So let's see what happens with Meta. Next stock we're going to talk about is going to be Amazon. Looking at Amazon, Amazon has been on a decline as well, but right now it's been actually going sideways, equal amount of buyers and sellers, right? So we're basically trending sideways, which is not really ideal for us day traders. We wanted to basically break out of this range. You could scalp it, but just understand that it's in the sideways range. Look for the break of 118, which would be a breakout of that range. Then we could start going to 120. 120 is going to be a major resistance since that's the SMA, and it's been having some hard time breaking the SMA, as you can see within the last 20 days. So if we do start to basically come down, 20-day is crossed down. RSI is a little bit closer towards the overbought section. Watch to see if we break 115, 115.70, then we could start trending back down towards 112 over here. If we jump over towards the 180-day on Amazon, you can see things a little bit clearer over here as well too. You can see that we are trying to hold above that 180-day trade line. MACD is crossed up, so we kind of have some divergence going on, right? Where the 20 days crossed up, 180 days crossed down. We got to see who wins the fight, right? Overall, we definitely need to see if we break that 116 towards the bottom. 116 not only is a support level multiple times, but it is also the 180-day trade line. So once that is violated, we could possibly downtrend. So let's see what overall happens with Amazon. Next stock we're going to talk about is Tesla. Looking at Tesla, Tesla is sitting right below the 180-day SMA, but it does look like it's making some type of bullish pattern over here. So let's see what overall happens with Tesla. You can see it's kind of making higher lows over here. Tesla definitely needs to get above that 293 level before we could start even pushing up towards 298. On the upside, it has been trending sideways for some days over here. So if it does start to give up and break that 281, we could basically start sinking back towards 273. Looking at the 20-day on Tesla, want to check to see how that 20 days overall looking over here. You can see the 20-day is actually crossed down over here. You can see that as well. So Tesla is going sideways. So we need to get out of this range. It's either going to break 289 and start pushing up towards those 293 levels and higher, or it's going to basically give up and start going towards 281 and coming back lower towards 273 and lower. Last but not least, stock you guys probably been waiting for is the SPY. So the SPY, basically, we broke out of that 371 level yesterday. 370 has been a major resistance level for the stock for quite some time. We kind of briefly broke out of it, went to 372. Around that 374, that is the 1-year trade line. So definitely want to watch to see what happens with that. We do have an SMA on the 20-day as well too at 372, which is probably just about where we actually rejected that SMA level. So let's see what happens. But overall, the job number should overall affect the overall market today. and you can see we are trending below the 20-day trade line. So that is a bearish sign until we basically break above it around 367 or 367.80 and 80 cents. We could start basically pushing back up towards previous highs. You could possibly catch a gap fill towards those previous highs. But right now the 20-day is crossed down. So if we do start to pull back down, preferably I want to see a break of 363. Why 363? Because that level was a bounce area before, right? You can see we bounced off 363 before, bounced off of it before. So I don't want to really short into that, especially if I'm getting in from like 365 or something like that. Depends on how we open. I want to see a break of 363 for a possible retest of that 358 and maybe a new low from there. So let's see what happens. Our side has the room for downside, has the room for upside. Right now, the 28 is crossed down on the MACD, but is on the bullish section. So it could easily just bounce off this divergence area and cross back up, or it could sink into it and then we make a new low. So let's see how today goes. A lot of information coming out. Hopefully you guys all have a green trading day, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.